Hey everyone, I'm Joe Brady and I'm excited to introduce you to some new studio lights that have both an affordable price and professional quality. This has become a rare combination as everyone tries to make gear cheaper and cheaper, but the performance and the build quality decline along with those prices. What Hensel has done with the introduction of the Certo monolights is keep the pricing low and the build and performance quality high. The Certo monolights come in two models, a 200 watt second unit and a 400 watt second unit. Both models have very fast recycle times, from as low as 0.4 of a second to 1.1 second with a just full power blast. And flash durations can be as short as 1/3400th of a second. And that's a feature that's going to let you stop action in the studio very easily. Each monolight head has a built-in 16-channel radio receiver, which is now compatible with Hensel's new Cactus transceivers. These can trigger the lights from distances of over 300 feet. I don't know if any of you have studios that are 300 feet long, but if you're outdoors or you're putting a light far away, it's certainly an option for you. These lights feature a standard daylight color temperature of 5500 K. They have a power range of up to 7 stops in 1/10 of a stop increments, and will do auto-release power when changing power levels. So that means you don't have to hit the test button to bleed the capacitors so that they're back down to standard levels. Each of these features has real-world applications, which we're going to take a closer look at. But first, let's take a tour of the light itself. So let's do a tour of the buttons. We'll start in the upper left and work our way counterclockwise around to the upper right. And starting with the upper left, we have how the light is going to fire. Is it going to be radio trigger, or is it going to be optical, or are you going to have it turned off? So if I just push the button, you'll see the first light, it turns red. That means it's waiting for the radio transmitter. And I happen to have the radio transmitter right here, so if I just press in the button, if you can see, the lights are firing with the red. If I put it to green and now try to hit this, you'll see that nothing happens. Under green, it's waiting to see another light, either from another strobe or even a speed light. And we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. Hit it one more time, and it goes to orange. And orange means it will both fire with the transmitter, or if it sees another light, it will fire that way. Going down below that, we have the little tone button. And you might have heard the little beep when it fired. We can turn that on or off. There's it off, and there's on when it's ready again. So here's the modeling light button, and right now it's turned off. So you can see there's no modeling light on the front. If I press it once, right there, now the modeling light is under proportional power. So as I raise the power of the light gets brighter. As I bring the light down, the modeling light gets dimmer. If I hit the button one more time, it goes to red, and red means the modeling light will be full power all the time. And then coming down below here, we have a test button. So the test button just allows us to fire the lights here. And then we have up and down for our power in our tenths of a stop. So if you start at 5.1, I can go up, and you'll see it will go all the way up to, in this case, 10. So 10 would be full power on these lights. And again, it's in 10th stop increments. And let's kind of split the difference. So we'll do 7.5. That's lovely. And you can see it automatically fires the light in this case to get the capacitors ready for the next shot so they'll be at the right power. Now we'll take a closer look at the wireless connections and the ways to fire the lights in just a second. But first, let's take a look at both the front and the bottom of the light. When we go onto the front, we have one of the features of Hensel's that's one of my favorite features, and that is the way that you mount lighting accessories to this. I would have to say in the industry, it is probably the easiest to use mounting system amongst all lights. Some of them are ridiculous to try to get big light shapers on, and this one is very easy. For example, there's a big lever here. I just push the lever to one side, put the light shaper over, let go, and that's it. That's how easy it is. There's no lining anything up because it's circular all the way around. Now you might be saying, Joe, anybody could mount a small reflector like that on a light. True. If you've ever tried to mount a big softbox on a light all by yourself, you can see sometimes it can be quite a chore, but not with these. So I'm going to take this one off. Let's get a softbox. I don't have a giant one here, but I do have a basically 2 foot by 3 foot. Let's see how easy that is to do with one person. All right, so I've got a Hensel 60 by 80 softbox, which is basically 2 feet by 2.5 feet, 24 by 32 inches, something like that. And what I'm going to do is just release the Velcro on one side, just so I can get my hand onto the mount. So here we've got the mount, and the way the mount works is there's just a simple ring all the way around it. Pull in the lever, just position it over the center. Probably you won't be doing it off from one side. You'll actually be looking at what you're doing, but there it is. That's how easy it is to mount light shapers onto this. Definitely the easiest one going. So before we take a look at some closer looks at some more of the details, the last thing I want to point out is the bottom. This mount that mounts onto the light stand is a heavy metal mount. It is very well made, so if you want to quickly change the angle of your light, once you tighten it, it does not move. You're not going to have heavy reflectors causing the light to drift in position. And then the mount right here for the light stand stud itself, just right there, it's spring loaded. Give it a tight and it's not going anywhere. A really well-made system physically that's going to perform well for years. So these systems come in 200 watts second, which is this one right here, and 400 watts second here. Now obviously 400 watts second has more power, and you might think, well, of course that's the one I want. Maybe not. You might want to have 2 of them, one of each. And that's how Hensel puts together one of the kits with one of each. Let me explain why. 400 watts second does have more power. It's going to have the ability to fill a big softbox. Say a 4 by 6 foot softbox, and maybe you want to go F11 on your subject. It's going to have the power to do that. 200 watts second, however, has a shorter possible flash duration, and it can also add a small amount of light from a close distance in your subject. There's going to be times when a more powerful light is going to be so powerful, even at its lowest setting, that you're not going to be able to have it close enough. It's going to have to be further away from your subject, which is going to change how the light shaper affects the lighting patterns. So it's really nice to have both. In general, what you'd probably do is use the 400 watts second for your main light, and then a 200 watts second for your hair or fill light. Now the Certo systems also have a wide power range from 7 to 8 stops. This has a lot of advantage over cheap lights that only offer 3 or 4 stops of light range. For example, if you want to create a very dramatic lighting pattern, cheap lights oftentimes only have 3 stops of light. That means you're not going to be able to have that 6-to-1, 8-to-1 light ratio because it just doesn't have enough power range. Yes, you could put one light further away, but then that's going to affect the size of the space you're in, plus how your light shaper transfers light onto your subject. Something else Certos have that cheap lights do not have is consistent color temperature and flash duration throughout its power range. You're going to get consistent color and exposure on every shot while having the ability to put light shapers close to your subject and still create those dramatic light ratios. So let's talk about the wireless transmitting system. I've got the new Hensel Cactus transmitter right here. It's very easy to use. Again, just match the channels 1 through 16. If you're the only one in your studio, then really it doesn't really matter which channel you use. But it's very simple, just fits into the hot shoe of any camera because it's simply going to tell the flash when to fire. When I press in the test button here, which is the same, and I'll turn this around so you can see it. There we go. There's our light. Can't be any easier. Now, behind me, let me turn this other light, this 200 watt second light on here, and let me set it for the transmitter, which it is now. So now if I hit the test button, now you can see they both fire and you can hear the slightly different beeps of each light, different power settings. So the recycling is taking a little bit different amount of time, as you would expect. That's how easy it is to use. It's really just plug it in, make sure the channels match, and put it on your camera. This is a universal transmitter. It'll fit on top of any standard hot shoe and fire your lights. It's easy peasy. So what happens if you want to add a set of Certos to maybe an existing set of lights? They use a different transmitting system and there's no other way to fire those lights. Well, these lights also have white light sensors built into them. What that means is when they see another flash, they're going to go ahead and fire. So if I press the button again on the wireless icon here, it turns to green. Green means it's waiting to see another flash. So let me just grab another flash. All right, so I've just got a speed light here, and I'll kind of turn this around so you can see them both. If I have this on top of my camera and I fire it, you see this flash fires, but it then fires both of these lights because they see the other flash. Again, as soon as a flash on your camera fires, these lights will fire as well. Now, maybe as a third option, you've got some older transmitters that you use with all your lights. Like, for example, let me get one. Remember these? Maybe you have a set of these. These are Pocket Wizards. Well, a lot of these are around, they're nice transmitters. Well, you can use these as well, because right on the back of each of the Certos is a sync port. So I simply plug in the one unit into the sync port, and I've got a lanyard here. I'll just hang this from the light stand. There we go. And I have another unit in my hand. So now when I hit the test button, there it goes. Now, behind me, this one is also firing because, why? Because it has the white light sensor on. So I only need to have a pair of these to make all my lights fire. Whatever method you want to use to fire your lights, be it the included Cactus transmitter, a set of radio transmitters, or an off-camera or on-camera speed light flash, or any other studio lights, you can fire these lights and add them to your kit if that's something you're interested in doing. Now, I started off by stating that these lights are both professional quality and affordable. When you compare a full kit to a speed light flash kit, that claim becomes real. For example, a name brand 2-speed light kit with a transmitter currently sells for $1,168.50 on a popular online site. The Certo 200 basic studio kit, which includes 2 monolights and the power cords, 2 reflectors, 2 umbrellas, 2 light stands, a radio transmitter, and a bag to contain it all, sells for just $30 more. So let's sum up what we've learned about these new Hensel Certo monolights. Hensel is known for producing top quality gear, and these Certos are no exception. From the light shaper mount right here, to the glass dome that protects the flash tube, to the strong metal light stand mount on the bottom of each unit, these lights are an investment you're going to have for years to come. If you're looking for a quality set of studio lights that will produce consistent results, provide the most lighting flexibility possible, and accept a vast array of light shapers, all at an affordable price, the Hensel Certo system will produce for you for years to come. I always say to use the right tool for the job, and when you need a consistently great set of lights for all of your studio photography, the Hensel Certo system should be your first stop.